And welcome back to Breakout Esports Masters Split 2. We are heading into the losers bracket of today's matches with Ape Squad and NoName. I think that if anything from what we've seen from these two teams today, I think it could be anybody's game. So we have some exciting matches coming up. And Jerry, do you have any thoughts?
Well, we've seen both of these teams play now, so we can do a little bit more of a deep dive into how they might play today. Once we get those map bans up as well, we'll definitely have a good amount of stuff to go on. And they are ready for us right now, so let's jump right in. We've got the NoName banning first, taking out Seoul, and Ape Squad banning out Las Vegas, and that leaves us with Skyway Stadium. Again, the first pick of our three, being for NoName. We did see them play that earlier against NTHX and lose it, but it was a close one. It was 2-1 to NTHX. Sys Horizon being picked by Ape Squad, and we have seen that as well again, won by Ape Squad earlier against BBB, just a couple of maps ago on the stream. And if we do get there, Monaco, which we haven't had the chance to see any of today. So part of me wants to, see this go the distance.
Yeah, absolutely. And Monaco would be a fun one to watch because we, like you said, haven't seen it. And in my opinion, it's one of the cooler maps. Like it's just has a lot of really cool areas in it, and it is really close combat. So it does have intersparsed areas that are open, but really when it gets down to the cash out stations, they're in buildings, they're in locations that make it easy to set up a defense and make it hard to kind of push in offensively. And I think that it makes for really unique gameplay. So going off of the banned and pick maps, I think that these two teams have a good chance of making it to map number 3, and I think that we might see it, but we'll have to hold up and see what happens. NoName and Ape Squad. Yeah, I think that there's a lot to see here, a lot to pick apart, especially just from the matches we've already seen. Noah X on NoName, wonderful player, and I think Ape Squad. I really was enjoying watching Sonya, because they were really playing heavy well. So throwing up the barricades, throwing up just the rocket when it needs to happen. His teammates are great at healing him, and I think that it'll be a nice matchup coming between these two teams.
Absolutely will, and I'm very excited, especially to see how they just match up against each other, right? Because we've just seen how I feel like we haven't come across a more standard team than Ape Squad today. And I don't mean that in a negative sense, but they play with the shields, with the double heals, with the double AKs, right? It's very clear what they're going for. I think it was an AK and an FCAR perhaps, but either way, it's double assault rifles. And just to see how NoName stack up against a more standard squad, because they were being thrown up against earlier NTHX, who were running with the lights on their side in Alphonse. So this might be a little bit of a different test for NoName in the server right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it does look like we have suspended structures. So this will be even more interesting because it concentrates the gameplay and kind of where they need to go to. And it makes these fights a little bit tighter. So we do see the teams getting started. Ape Squad spawned a good distance away from NoName. And they are going to be closer to the Vault. So Vault 1 getting closer, but it is up in that suspended structure. So this will be exciting to see when both teams kind of get close and push into it.
Here we go. All right. So first fight on its way. Jump pad immediately up to get the high ground here. This gives the pink team a little bit of an advantage, as NoName will find themselves on that side. We have Ape Squad looking to just control the ground right now, and in fact we see NoName going below here to re-engage behind, get the jump on this team, and it works. A huge amount of damage chunked onto that medium, but they don't find the victory at the other end of it, not immediately at least. They do have the extra player up, and it looks like NoName are in a decent spot here to seal things out. That's the one right there. They do clean up house. There's one left standing somewhere. Where is he? That is the question. Looks like they got him as the totems disappear. So a little bit confusing there from our perspective, but we got there in the end, and it looks like they're headed straight away.
Yep, they've got a good distance away, but they will get there, and I think that Ape Squad will have time to respawn before they're even able to put that into Cash Out A. So Cash Out A, big suspended structure. They're going to hop on, and we see now Ape Squad just kind of trying to close the gap, get up there, and try and just get into the fight before the Cash Out gets too far in.
Early engage there. Jump pad comes through. They're using, of course, the jump pads provided by the map itself, which means that you really can't be shooting those out or anything. Close range engagements, they're tickling around the corner here. Doesn't quite land the finishing blow on the heavy. That allows them to heal back up. And their shield causing untold chaos there. Brilliant use of it. But it is finally one left standing, and that is Spoons. Just about does it for his team. Ape Squad will get this steal through. They get the reses.
Yeah. And that was exciting to see because you could see that both teams were got down to just one player at the end, and they were kind of going back and forth between that one cement barrier in the wall and just trying to hold off, go in, pop in and out. But it didn't work out too well for NoName, so Ape Squad was able to end up getting that steal and getting the team wipe. So great plays from Ape Squad so far, and NoName now has an uphill battle as they try and go into Cash Out A, but they do have plenty of time. They're taking it a little slow as they push in, so it is just ticking down, and if I were them, I would really try and get on point.
Well, they have time for one fight effectively, so they know that they've got to get this one right. I think that's probably the call there. Rotating now to take a different approach, it would seem. They duck back down. They still have the RPG in pocket. They haven't used it yet. Going for the map pad. They find the angle, but the RPG does not connect with anyone. That could be costly. They have two angles to worry about here as the heavy dives straight on in, causing real chaos. And that should be enough to help them secure the fight here. But no! They come out swinging. And NoName in a pretty good spot here as they find themselves able to almost take down everyone, trying to stick the steal through the shield, but no, given away there. Does get the trade, and now it's heavy versus heavy, trying to protect the steal, but he doesn't get it. What?
Oh, no.
What? How do you not finish him off? Must have run out of bullets.
Yeah, you could see him trying to elbow him, just do that, that melee kill. And now they're just running around chasing each other.
But the steal didn't
Tom
happen.
and Jerry.
The steal didn't happen. It was so close.
We see Noah. Wow, he actually gets the kill.
It's still going.
Jeez.
How is this fight still going? How?
That was impressive. Just a lot of... Oh, they're still going at it.
Low grab. Low grab. This is already a chaotic fight. Please, no. We don't need the jump pads in the... I think they're finally going to get the wipe here. Oh, no, up he goes. Into space. And he's got the mesh shield, so he will survive. But no, finally bursts through the last of the mesh shield. Wow. That fight must have lasted like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Is that a finals record?
Yeah, especially with how both teams are. Like I'm impressed by that because they were able to kind of dig in and out of these fights that were pretty much consistent. So Spoons will get open, Vault and Cash Out too, and yeah, they've got a nice position that they can set up, and Ape Squad has the first Cash Out.
So do you think that's excellent defending, excellent self-preservation, or is that a lack of lethality from both sides? Because once the defibs start coming off of cooldown, that's a sign that maybe people aren't landing their shots, maybe people aren't optimizing their focus fire. I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah, because it was just pretty much chaos. Like I think that a lot got lost, and people were getting rezzed, and they were going down, and then both teams were calling like, we have to get this wipe. So it was just kind of that trying to go away with dominance for either team, because one team just lost the Cash Out. So yeah, I'm not sure yet, but we do see another team fight coming off. One person goes down. I see the res coming back in for Noah. He does get res, but it does look like in the process he was able to go down. So Vlad low, Noah low, Electro low, and they are there.
There goes Electro.
Noah's trying to stay along.
He may get the self-heal here. Yes, he does, but his teammate goes down, and does he as well?
Yeah, that is a team wipe.
That was a very quick team wipe there. Just ticking down the last few. So we could have fights like that, or we could have war of attrition style fights like we've seen from the very start. Because of course this is, I talked about how NoName were playing against. They were playing as a kind of very standard squad. Ape Squad also a very standard squad. HMM double heals, like no shotguns in sight. And that just means that people aren't going to people are going to die slowly. Potentially, we might have these long drawn out fights that just seem to last forever, but it's about who does that, who plays the grind game better.
Yeah, and so far, Ape Squad is really kind of putting their all into it. I think that they're a little upset that they just lost, and they just want to show that, no, we are better than this. And NoName, boy, they need to kind of get it together.
Going across
We
the
see
low
that
ground
engagement
here.
getting started. Yeah, going in through the low ground, they're going to try and blow it up from below because it is such a guarded position where this cash out is. It's inside of a building, inside of another room, inside this like walled off cement area. So we see them jumping in, trying to get the RPG shot. It looks like the APS took that down. And I think Ape was able to bring everybody but one down. Yeah, there's Electro.
That was
and
a
he goes
heavy
down
commit.
as well.
A heavy commit to that jump pad, and the focus fire was much better that time round.
Yeah.
From this squad, from Sonsoyo and co. So that'll be Ape Squad most likely claiming the first one. There is possibly still time for one more fight here, but with the way these fights are going, for the most part, I don't think they're going to have the opportunity to steal at the end of this. And if Ape Squad play this correctly, they can just play for time. They can keep themselves alive and deny that steal.
Yeah, and with how like defensive this one spot is, they have to really push in.
Here we go.
Just kind of get it. Ooh, but Ape Squad is just doing a lot of damage from above.
Yeah,
You
this
see
is
the
good.
Double heals. Yeah,
Just making it difficult for them to even approach is burning down that timeout. And now look at it. They're not anywhere near it. I don't think they're underneath, or at least they're not in a spot to be able to steal it right now. They're realizing that now. They're just pushing for the kills at this moment. But Electro goes down, and it's another solid hold. And it's the round. Wow,
Yeah.
it was over. It felt like it lasted so long at points, but it was over so quickly in other places. Like that was a very, very strange one for us as spectators. But Ape Squad just seal it.
Yeah, and I think Ape Squad just really showed some amazing gameplay. I feel like we're seeing a different side of them from what we just saw. Like that was brutal. Like they had NoName kind of set up to just fail in that position because we saw just so much chip damage going on. I think that it was Spoons. I was watching him with the F car, and he was doing a lot of damage. Like every time we were watching him, it just seemed like he had a laser focus on there, and just made it hard for NoName to push in. So great defense by them. Lucky spawns maybe for the cash out stations, but at the same time, they were able to really take advantage and set up a great defense on those maps or on those.
Absolutely. Spawns. Yeah, I think there's only so much luck you can have in this game. You really do make your own. And if you find those kills, if you set yourself off on the front foot, especially, then you can start to control the game. And Ape Squad did that quite well. Very strange situation around the final moments of that first cash out, though. Almost having a steal because the heavy couldn't reload and had to quick melee a guy down. But it didn't matter in the end. So yeah, very, very strange one up there. But that's this game. It's a very strange game at times. And Skyway, we've now seen in all 3 best of 3s, and we're heading to Sys Horizon for the second time today now. NoName, they haven't won a map in ever today. We haven't seen them claim a whole map. We've seen them get a couple of cash outs against NTHX, but do they have it in them on Sys Horizon?
I'd love to see it because I think NoName is a great team. We've seen them before, and I've seen better performance out of them. So I know it's possible. I know that they can do it. And
you've promised me Noah. You've promised me Noah X is going to impress me, and I've seen nothing yet. I really want to.
Yeah, he was really kind of a shining star in the last split. Just somebody that I was watching really heavily, and just somebody that even I was taking notes for. Like, I need to go back and I need to do this when I play. So the team is there, the composition is there. Maybe they're just having a bad day. Maybe they need more caffeine, more coffee. Who knows? It just there's a lot of variables here. They could just be having a bad day at the end of the day. But they are still in this split. They have made it so far here. So I don't want to give up hope. I think that there's a lot of great players, a lot of great plays coming up. And if I were to go back just for a second to that first cash out we were just talking about, I want to go back and watch that because that was just utter chaos when it was happening.
I want a second go at casting it.
Yeah.
I was so lost. This was my first
Yeah.
day, guys. Like that was chaos for me. But yeah,
Yep.
it's difficult to follow sometimes, quite honestly. Yeah, it was really interesting as well because you'd get to look at the minutiae of all those different interactions as well. So many things that you don't get to see even from an overhead perspective. So yeah, it would be really good to go back and watch those. The turnaround though, is it on the cards for NoName? And if it is, on their map pick of Sys Horizon, it's got to be here, right?
Yeah, Sys Horizon is the map. I'm surprised that we've even seen it banned once today, but I think that we're about to hop in and see just more great gameplay from both teams. So let's hope that NoName, you got this. I'm rooting for you guys, and Ape Squad, if not, you guys really can set up a great defense. So both teams have a lot going for them. As we get started, we do have night mode in Sys Horizon, so things are a little more ambiance and a little darker.
I love all of the neon lights and displays that come on in night mode as well. So, fighting some pink people against a pink background. Good luck with that. Walling off that side route. Very, very nice play from Vladimir. And they're just waiting now. We had first contact, but nothing follow up. Tension. You could cut it with a knife here. No one's going to tap that vault, are they? Do wonder where the other side are at this moment in time. Biding their time, looking for an opening, making an opening quite literally. Bleach Barrel doesn't quite go through, does connect onto something or someone, and this is a great angle taken up by Rippy. Puts a lot of damage out onto Vladimir, but he is being healed up in the meantime. But he baits out those mediums to come out into the open. Ape Squad in the ascendancy here, but they have to capitalize on this damage at some point, and it looks as though NoName have managed to fall back into the shadows.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting how long this fight is still going on just for this first vault. I don't even think it's been open yet. It might be, but I don't think so.
It got tapped
okay.
a few moments ago. I think NoName managed to fall down and get that.
But no team wipe. They're just trying to
around.
push in. Yeah.
They traded places in this engagement, and now NoName fighting back from where Ape Squad were a moment ago. It's like they're fed up of that fight. They decided that's a 50-50. No one's winning that one. We've got to take a different angle. And they're fighting across the long open area now instead. But again, very little damage being connected on either side. Lack of lethality.
We are almost 4 minutes into this first fight. 4 minutes.
4 minutes. That's unreal.
Has anybody even gone down yet? Like,
there's
the first person.
There we go.
There we go.
The first to stumble. And you don't want to be that person.
Immediately
right
comes
now.
back up.
Immediately res, but that is util used and resources lost on the side of NoName. Now forced back, but they are fighting their way out with some great shots. Oh! Not aware, is he? But Noah is now the last alive, and he's just squatting for his, to get his steps in. I don't know. You don't get steps from squats. Maybe you do. You fool the pedometer in your pocket by doing that.
Yeah, and wow, what an amazing first battle. Ape Squad was eventually able to get the team wipe, which they were going for. We saw the first person go down, and then Noah was kind of left trying to just hold back, and then he eventually got swarmed and taken down. So, great gameplay. Really interesting that they've slowed things down, especially because the last map was over in like 8-9 minutes, and right now we're already 5 minutes in and just got Cash Out A started. So interesting to see these two teams maybe taking a little bit of a different approach, and as they get set up, we see Ape Squad is going for this part on the roof, which is smart because it's the highest area in the map, and they can kind of see this approach from NoName. And NoName's doing everything they can to put up the barricades and trying to get a defensive position, maybe get a little chip-off damage on Ape Squad. And we do see them moving and still taking damage. So I think that it's Numb or Spoons on the other team. That's just, like I said in the last map, he's great at getting that chip damage, making things just a little more difficult for the team that is pushing in.
It's almost like a game of squad, right? Both teams are so risk-averse. They're really protecting their lives in this situation. They're really looking to try and get that chip damage from range, maneuver around the map and find the opening. At the moment, though, it's a little bit of a strange one for NoName, or for Ape Squad, rather, because they have a decent sight line on the cash out, but I feel as though NoName could abuse this, maybe bring it down a layer or two. They're not looking to do that, it seems. They're looking to jump back up, and there is the jump pad. Here we go. Shots rain out, and they don't find the kills. Unfortunately, met with resistance. And it looks as though Noah, taken down, does get the defib off, but he is no more. Coins everywhere, but Ape Squad succeed in their defense, and that is probably just enough time to gain them and secure them that first cash out.
Yep, I think so. And what was interesting is that at both times there were both teams were down a member, and they were able to kind of fight through. And interestingly enough, Ape Squad didn't go for the res. They went for the kills instead of the res. And I think that's the difference is that NoName went for that res, put themselves in a vulnerable position, and then went down immediately right after the res. So you had two teammates taken down, and it just kind of, the cards fell right after that.
The entry damage is so important, though, in this sort of lineup, right? When you're basically playing a mirror comp, you have to force one of those mediums onto a defib or a heal beam, and then push off of that. They don't have their guns up. If you can land some shots during that time, then you're cushy. Noah taking the brunt of damage there, but he will be forced back. And again, we're in this exact same fight. It's deja vu, ladies and gents. The vault has spawned in the same spot, basically.
Yeah, just a little around one more corner than it was before. It's on this little floating platform.
Oh, go on. Just tap it. Come on. There we go. Fine.
Yeah, he ran over it.
Yeah.
He was going for blood. Vladimir was just trying to push.
Oh, he spots
so we do see NoName is in control of the vault for right now. Can they hold it? They are in a better position, maybe? They are below Ape Squad. So Ape Squad, Rippy with a great damage with that AK.
But there's no follow-up. The thing is right now is Ape Squad are doing well individually to secure a lot of damage, and they're doing it right now to find a lot of kills, and it looks like they will win this fight off the back of it, but they're playing a kind of split up position to try and get crossfires and protect an area rather than committing to a kill. So when they find an opening, they're not necessarily able to secure it. They're really relying on sort of individual star power to carry them through these fights a lot of the time, but it has done its work just here. NoName, in fact, are the ones that came out on top in that one, excuse me. So Ape Squad now have it all to do, as they are ahead one map and one cash out, but NoName have to fight their way back in, and this is where it starts.
Yeah, and we are seeing Noah doing some stuff today. I wonder if we can get the scoreboard on the screen for a second while we get set up on this next cash out, because we do have a few seconds of while NoName is getting set up on the defense. But I'm curious to see. Ooh, never mind. It seems like they're getting pushed immediately.
Ouch.
Electro gets shot down to quarter health. A lot
Great
of
shots there, but the RPG does more damage than a whole mag of bullets ever could right there. Vladimir backing up with the shield, and he does hit a nice tasty RPG onto one, but again, it's all impactless damage. Takes 3 players down to half HP, but you're gonna land those kills.
Yep. Ape Squad was able to just wipe them, and they're going to get the steal because they did get the team wipe down. So now we have NoName trying to fight for this cash out, because this might be it. This might be the end.
Could be. It's in the hands of the pink team of Ape Squad for the time being. This looks like 1, maybe 2 fights if they're lucky. Close spawn might make it 2. Let's see how this one goes. Jumping up to this very advantageous position. Always use this in your ranked games, people. It's such a good spot. Does take a lot of damage though, and Spoons has gone down as well. Sonsayo needs to hit something big with this RPG. Does, but not enough follow-up, because of course Rippy is the only one left standing, and that is the heavy taken down. They do trade one off, but the defib is there. Rippy now on low HP. Has to play his life here. Has to defend this cash out with his life, but it is being stolen as we speak, and I don't think he's going to have the wherewithal. Spoons does get to coin back in. They have one opportunity to retake this here.
Yeah, and we're still waiting for their heavy to respawn. So by the time he does, it's going to be real close. They're going to have to dive in and try and hold this. So NoName has done great movement here. They were able to secure it, get kills, and really kind of give them a little bit of breathing room. I think that they have bought themselves this cash out.
They absolutely have there, as the steal isn't quick enough, it would seem. There's the backup, and they deny it. Fantastic play. So we will go all the way here.
They're still fighting over this area. Both teams are low. There goes Vlad. And we do see a team wipe from NoName by Ape Squad.
Yeah, that gives them a bit of time to approach the next vault scot-free.
Yeah, they'll be on it, and I don't know if we'll see an elongated fight like we've seen over the first two. So it'll all come down to this: if NoName is able to secure this Vault 3, we will go to Map 3. But if Ape Squad is able to kind of hold it and grab it, they might just be able to take this and get the victory and get a 2-0 on NoName.
So Ape Squad have control of the Vault here. They have control of the game in theory, and it is just that final cash out. They failed once, so they get a second time of asking now to see all this out in 2 maps, and we might not get to see Monaco after all if they do that.
Yeah, the elusive Monaco. We see Spoons getting set up, and like I said before, look at how much damage he's able to do. He is on point with the F-car, and really, it is kind of making a difference. A lot of these fights, I don't see a lot of important damage happening, but from every time that we've gone to his perspective on a long-range fight like this, he's been doing some really impactful damage. And there it goes again. Looks like Noah is low, and he just went down.
Oh, brilliant burst there. This is the focus fire that they needed from the very beginning there. Identifying that single target, finishing him off, and then wiping the rest with them. Very quick as well. No opportunity to heal or to defib. Both teams fully committed there, and that's something we haven't seen yet, really, in this match.
Yeah, it's been slower paced, and I do like to see a little bit more thought going into these fights instead of just blindly running in and jumping. So it's cool to see that, but definitely they jumped in, committed, and unfortunately or fortunately, Ape Squad was able to take it away.
That spawn is something else. It's going to stop them from going straight to C here. They have to fight before they get to it. APS set down, they're building themselves a hunkered position. Great little use of the barricade there to hop up another floor. And Vladimir forced forward, but that drop, very important. The RPG dropping them down a floor, and now they have to fight in unfavorable territory. Spray is all over the place here. And it looks as though the heal beam won't sustain. It does sustain him through. Rippy just keeps holding that mouse and gets the defib. But TTV Noah is finally able to get some kills. Land some good headshots on the last one, but Vladimir, the last alive, can't connect with anyone. Ape Squad cling on, and they will continue with their roam towards that C site.
Yeah, Ape Squad has got some amazing damage on them. Every time we're seeing them, they really have got those perfect headshot kills, and it's just kind of exciting to watch. Previously I was saying watch Noah, but it seems like Spoons is somebody to watch. Even their heavy Sonya is doing just some really fun, amazing shots off. And what was interesting about that last fight is that it was on the ledge, so really inconvenient, really close, and we did see the ledge kind of drop down. But now they're in a great position here because this is one of the most, in my opinion, overpowered spots in this entire map because they have such an overhead view. And look at that.
I have like PTSD from Power Shift on this one. There's always a sniper, there's always a grenade launcher, there's always someone up there, and there's just hell to get down. You can't. It's so difficult to contest.
So this might go in the way of Ape Squad because they have a great defense. They have everything going for them. We see Electro trying to break through, trying to make any opening, but immediately they know that they're on the roof area. So they are pushing in, not taking a lot of damage, not really dealing a lot either. Oh, there he goes.
They've got some good cover here is the thing with the barricade. This is a very nice position played by Atelco. But now he's exposed himself and he's being a hail of bullets for it. He's healed back up. This second barricade, their own placing now, they're in a position they want to be in to try and tackle both of these positions on the roof, but they're just not getting enough of a bite of either of them. But Rippy, poor positioning there, exposing himself far too greatly. Now he's down to 2. He might have fell, yeah.
Yeah, and that is the hard part, is that you have to kind of Mario your way around jumping them once the glass is broken. But they do still have a great overhead view. And look at that, Spoons, he's got that laser with the F-car. Really cool to see, and this cash out is almost done. It does look like it's going in the way of Ape Squad.
They denied the steal from so far afield. Surely it's just a case of getting this player up and then trying a second time. Do they have the domes? Do they have the body blocks even? They got the mesh shield, but the timing's a little bit off as they don't start the steal, and it is just a shooting gallery for Ape Squad. They get it for free. They had to commit NoName there, but Ape Squad had the time on their side, and they do it again. In 2-0 fashion this time over NoName, who have failed to secure a single map today, unfortunately. Great performance yesterday, but couldn't carry that over into the top 4, and they finish 4th today. Ape Squad in 3rd. Congratulations.
Yeah, Ape Squad was brutal. Like they came out swinging.
Yeah.
I really have a feeling that they're a little shocked that they lost to BVB, and they just wanted to show that no, we got this. We're going to show you. And it. I want to go on their defense and talk about their defense for a sec, because every time that I saw them getting set up in an area, yeah, getting set up, it was they put spoons out there. They would throw up the barricades, and then they would throw spoons in a little to the left or a little to the right, and he would just chip away at the teams. Such a long range, and I don't know if you've used the F car, but it's hard to get those shots off from long range. It does a little bit, from medium to close range.
Sorry.
It's easier.
I'm just giggling because you're talking about throwing spoons as a viable strategy. We've got throwing knives in the game, but I think they're a little pointier. Spoons, you've got to hope it's like a blunt edge weapon. Maybe you're knocking people out with it. But yeah, you're right. Throwing spoons in those situations and then just trying to play from above. That really did bait them towards the objective, like you mentioned there. So it was a good play. It was a good play.
Yeah,
well,
it was great. And Ape Squad absolutely earned it. They definitely earned those 2 wins. They did everything that they could, and honestly, pretty shocking. I'm sad that we didn't see more from NoName, because I was talking up Noah X and a few of their other players. But Ape Squad showed us who's boss, so they will move in, and unfortunately, NoName will be out. So we have one more game coming up one more matchup coming up for you guys, so stay tuned after this short break.